And we're back. It's been a long
Oh
one.
my God. So
It's
much has happened.
Idaho, duh.
Thank God it's IO.
Yeah,
Thank God. We're all here. We're all intact. Idaho is stronger than ever.
Y'all, when was the last time we talked? Because it feels like lives have happened. But it's
I
probably
think
been,
it's
what, a
only
week
like
and a
2 weeks.
half?
That's a long time. Okay, well, today's a special occasion. I opened up a bottle that my grandma brought me back from Santorini because I'm celebrating that I got a new house today.
Is
Yes,
that where
so
you're at right now?
in a new house?
No, I'm still in my same apartment, but everything is just crazy, like packed up and stuff. So I'm sitting on the floor.
But you
Yes.
never posted the other video, part 2 of the extravagant, so no one knows what we're even talking about.
This
Oh,
is the next part.
by the
No,
time
it's
they see
not.
this,
We already recorded a part 2 and you were hyped up and I knew you weren't gonna post it.
Posted it. What are you talking about? I just didn't update you because I assume YouTube will send you the notification. It is on there. It is live. Of course I posted it.
And let me see. Oh yeah, Azhtune's moving out 9 days ago.
okay, so it's been 10
Dude,
days
I
then.
love the clip. It looks like I'm just angry as fuck.
I know. I love it. I chose it because of your face.
Well, that's great to know that you've actually decided to bounce out with your beautiful Spaniard.
Yeah.
So how did you reach this decision?
Okay, well, let me just take it back to our last talk about this because that was so hard to watch when I was editing it because I was really refusing to accept a couple of truths about the situation. First of all, being that she could, by any definition, characterize Leviticus as a stranger. And as I said a couple episodes back, I know that I felt that way because, as I said, my mom would bring in any and everyone off the street. They would sleep on our couch. We would have a living room full of people sleeping in it sometimes. And from that frame of reference, I could not accept that she would ever call him a stranger because of how much I know that they've interacted. But I definitely get it. Um, I don't get her choice of words, but I got what you guys were saying to me at least. And then the other thing was just like I was refusing to accept that this was just done and over. Like this apartment, me and Cecilia, Kuloone was saying, look, find another place right now. And I was just like, that seems extreme. Like I feel like we need to have a conversation. So the next day she and I did have another conversation. Because I had texted her and I said I feel like there's a lot more that we still need to say on it. As soon as we started that next phone call, it was like she worked herself up for this phone call. She had to work up courage for this because she is not someone who cusses. Okay, she says fudge this, shiz that, like it's a joke, honestly. But she starts the phone call by saying, "Can I just say everything I have to say without being interrupted?" And I'm just like, "Oh, this ought to be good." So she just goes in on, again, how ungrateful I am. I treat her like shit. I treat her like a doormat. She's like, I fucking tried, Azhtune. And the cussing was so forced and so unnatural that it would be offensive if it wasn't so comical. I
Dude,
fucking tried.
she had to muster that strength up, I'm trying to tell you. She probably ran through it. She probably ran through it in the mirror a few times and everything.
Well, I like to cuss in person, not over the phone. So bring that same energy. She ends her big speech by saying, "Can you just be out by the 10th? Can you just be out by the 10th?" And I'm fucking floored because, as y'all know, I wanted to go into the conversation. Hopefully, we can reconcile, like, at least our friendship. But she's coming in swinging like crazy. And I'm just like, wait a minute, I will answer your question in just a second. But we need to take a couple steps back because what the fuck are you talking about? I treat you like shit. What does that mean? Can you give me an example? Please make this make sense. She said, well, I guess I did, start this conversation out under the impression that you didn't want to be friends anymore. So that's why I was kind of talking like that. And I'm like, why would we jump to that conclusion?
Oh my gosh.
What an idiot.
She blew it. She freaking blew it. One quick question. Your name is on the lease, right? Like your
Correct.
place. So how could she ask for you to be out by the 10th? Like, even though you're willing to do that, like, how can someone ask you that?
No, they
And at
can't.
this point,
They
it
legally
was,
can't.
Yeah.
well,
But I was right. It would have been such a trump card if you would have been like, surprise, I already have a house.
Kuloone, I wanted to go about this in a cautious way because I did not want to be quick to throw away friendship that has gotten me through law
Just
school and
because
that I
you
was.
move out doesn't mean the friendship is over.
Well, correct. However, if we could have just kept the conversation about business and logistics instead of throwing in little cuss words and little jabs and basically being mad at me because I'm poor, there could have been a friendship at the end of this. But she believes that in order to assert yourself, you have to get disrespectful because she doesn't know how to handle controversy whatsoever. She made it what it is. I mean, again, I was crying. Like,
She made you cry.
the things she was saying to me, they were so untrue and just so baffling to me that I get mad and I just start crying. You're telling me I used you. Can we break down what it means to like not
Actually use a person?
to actually use a person, to be poor, to not have the money? Okay. So that conversation ends, whatever. We go a little bit without speaking. And then yesterday she texts me, can I call you this afternoon? And I already know it's going to be some bullshit. Because it is every single time we have a phone call. I tell her, I'm at work, I'm nannying, I'm with a child, I can talk briefly. So she calls me and she wants to talk about how I tried to pay the last $300 that I owed for August rent, but it got kicked back. I thought the money was in the account and it was eaten up by some other expense, so it didn't work. I didn't even know that until she told me that. And all I can say is I have X amount to my name until the last week in August. That's when I get my money. I have to be out by the 15th, which means I have to have a new place very fucking soon, which means any money that I come across is going into the new place because I can't be homeless. And that's that. Like, it is that dire of a situation. I don't give a fuck about anything else at this point in time. It is what it is. That's the bare fucking truth. I'm going into it explaining everything to you because I don't want you to think like I'm just holding out on you or whatever or bullshitting you. I don't fucking have it until this day. That's all I can tell you. And she was like, wow, the way that you just said that to me, though, is like, you are so ungrateful for the favors that I am doing for you. And she's like, I just want to know, why is it always me that you're asking to borrow money? Why can't you ask anyone else to borrow money? I'm like, wait. She's like, oh, I might have misspoke.
And immediately after saying that?
Well, because my response was so like, wait. Like, you are wrong, and I'm about to tell you how you're wrong. And I think she immediately, like, caught on to that. Bitch, I have been borrowing money from other people. My grandma's, bless their heart. Like, I've been getting, like, pay in advance for my nannying job. Don't fucking tell me I'm putting everything on you, bitch. You have no fucking clue. Oh, well, my parents aren't doing well financially. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, you are surviving. I am questioning my survival. We're not the same. The second to last phone call, I start crying again. And she's like, I could cry right now too, Azhtune. Like, I really could. I just went past that comment and I was like, well, I wish I wasn't crying right now, but it's like uncontrollable because I'm so angry. But what I really wanted to ask was like, so why aren't you? You want to cry right now? Go ahead. Like, I don't know. It was just such a weird fucking thing to say. And anyway, crying again. I'm like, I'm at work and you're talking to me crazy and you're making me have this conversation with you in front of a child.
But you have a new house. So.
Okay. So that happened. I had to tell her about herself real quick. She apologized for being hurt. I feel Leviticus is at the door, knocking at the door right now because I have a house. Ay, Dios mío.
Oh, look at her. She's Spanish. Got a little bit of that Spanish chorizo in you.
No. Hi. Okay, bye. Ew. Don't say that.
What'd he say?
I'm talking to you. Spanish chorizo. Just.
The little bitty Spanish chorizo in you turning you into a
Ew.
dude. That's what it is. Spicy. Muy caliente.
I'm crying even after the phone call ends because I can't deal with this. Every day I'm stressing about money, like, to the max. I can't deal with this. And she's not understanding that. Like, bitch, you're pushing me at a time when I don't need to be pushed. So if you could just shut the fuck up, that would be great. Okay, after that happens, like an hour later, I get a call from my new apartment that I already paid a deposit on. And they're like,
Hola.
Hi. My favorite podcast.
my favorite.
Hey!
And they were like, your credit came back. It's not high enough.
Please.
And mind you, I told y'all initially that I was just going to live in my same building again because it seemed like the easiest thing to do. And then I found a place that was cheaper, so it seemed like a fucking no-brainer to go move to somewhere cheaper. And
Spanish
what?
came to the rescue.
It's right there. Just open your eyes.
Oh,
Do you see? Because, like, why am I the only one who knows where stuff is? Like, give
Because
me a
it's
break.
your apartment.
No, he's been here long enough. And
Yeah.
guess what? It's his dog as well. Yeah, newsflash. I'm a dog owner now.
Dude, what kind of dog is that? A cane corso?
It is a treeing Tennessee. Wait. No, she needs dinner. Go feed her.
Green, Tennessee.
What the heck is that?
Brindle?
Yes, treeing Tennessee brindle. That's what she is, which is, I didn't know, but it's rare. We got her at a shelter, but yeah,
Oh.
that's beauty. Wait, let me see her. She's actually such a good girl. Come here.
Brindle is one of my favorite coats.
Okay, she's probably gonna pee on me from this angle.
No, she's not.
She's not potty trained.
Did you name her yet?
Pepper.
Aw, she looks like
Pepper.
Pepper.
Yeah, she does.
crazy popper.
Crazy Pepper. Loca.
So he cannot pronounce pepper, so
Magnifico!
he'll say popper, which is not okay, and then he'll say paper.
No, it sounded like he was saying pupper, like as in a puppy.
That works.
Okay, that's fine, but popper is not fine. Okay, thank you.
All right, so I got robbed.
I didn't finish my. Wait.
Kuloone's trying to stay on the agenda, but she didn't finish yet.
We're 20 minutes in.
I'm sorry. Do you see what is going on in my household? Like,
I need to know how you got that. You have the apartment or not?
Listen, it was really fucking stressful. They told me I need a guarantor who brings
How the
in
fuck you
8.
run? She pointed at me. Stressful as well.
Hold on, Kuloone. We'll get there. One thing at a time.
Okay, well, I know that was also stressful, but I need to say this. They're like, you need a guarantor who makes $8,000 a month. I'm like, who the fuck makes that? Nobody makes that.
Oh, they want like 3 times the rent type shit?
That's like 6 times the rent. I don't know. It's absolutely bonkers to me. I'm literally sobbing because I put everything I had into this like deposit until next payday. And just the thought of losing that and not having any more money to pay a new deposit down whenever I need to be in a place fucking sad. I was literally losing my fucking mind yesterday.
I've been there.
So my boss, I was at work crying. I told him like, I'm bringing in the backup nanny. I'm leaving. I can't do this. He sees me crying and he's like, he calls the company, and I'm just like, thank God for this
Slumdog Millionaire, baby.
for this patriarchal kind of culture, because
Aww.
yes, I have never had anyone jump to my defense, stand up for me like that. I even like had already talked to my family, like I needed help in that moment, and he was the only fucking person who was willing to do that, and that is like
He is an Indian man, correct?
He's Indian, and
yeah,
so
they don't give a fuck. They don't play that shit.
I mean, they take care of like poor, helpless, defenseless women like myself, which I so fucking appreciate.
Oh, I love him.
I feel like they take care of who they care about.
I mean, they take care of their family, and
you are a part of their family. You take care of their son.
In a way, but it's like me being a woman, I think bolsters that.
If I was their Manny, they would have done it for me as well.
To me, it comes off as father energy. Like, you are a younger girl. He probably views you as a child in a way. and he stepped up for you.
It's not that deep.
That's
You
not
are
deep.
you are their nanny. The nanny is like a big thing. That's like a part of the family.
Which is what she's saying.
No, you guys are
Really.
making it like this, like, oh, you're just a woman. I understand being a Caucasian woman is like a superpower,
Oh
but
my Kuloone, it's not that deep.
oh, now it's not that deep.
It's not deep that way.
It's not
White tears?
whatever the fuck you want to call it. He felt strongly enough for me to stick up for me, and I'm just so blessed to have him.
Dude, was he shredding them on the phone?
I wasn't really listening because I was talking to the other nanny. So, but I mean, I heard him on the phone, and I was just like, oh my God, my heart. Like,
Attitude level 1 to 10, where was he at?
I hear him on the phone a lot, and he tends to operate at a 6.
Yeah.
Firm, direct, and then we can take it up or down depending on how the
The
conversation goes.
reaction. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So he's amazing. Anyways, only because of him and him calling did I learn that the reason that my shit was actually rejected is because for whatever reason my income information that I put did not save, and so it had me as making $0, and so I just updated that today, and then it's like, okay, I'm approved. Like yesterday I thought I was going to be homeless. Just now, like this afternoon, today, I get the resolve, and I'm just sitting at home all day like I need to be packing, but I'm just so worried that I can't even really think about anything else. But anyway, yes, it is done. I am moving in 2 fucking days.
Yay!
You keep saying I. You're not using the right.
It's not incorrect to say I.
You could say we because you are moving with your little chorizo. So I
It's
just feel
not.
like not
It's
Are you
inclusive.
excited about your place? Like, do you like the location or anything about it, or is it just a place that you found?
I like it a lot. It's really nice. Like, it's a place that people can really come visit me because it has a nice pool and all these
Oh
outside
shit.
areas. Like, it's so much better than this place in every single way.
It'll be just yours, you and your little familia.
At this point, I'm ready to get out of Midtown. Okay, Kuloone, we're dying to know what happened to you.
Why did you miss our last meeting and we
You
didn't
guys
hear?
didn't even care that I was gone.
No, I
Let's
told you, I
just
checked
make
your
that
location that
clear.
evening. You can even see the proof because Azhtune and I recorded a little bit of a session, and I'm like looking at your location, and I remember thinking it was weird that you were in Milwaukee, and Azhtune and I were like, that's kind of weird. Why is he just in Milwaukee? And then I went to sleep. Honestly, I did think it was weird I didn't hear from you, but I thought, okay, if something bad happened, somehow we would know. And the next morning your location was off, but I had to go to work, and I just knew you were okay.
9 to 5. 9
I just
to
knew
5.
you were okay.
Wow. Yeah, but I
I didn't know you were okay. Thought about you right before I went to sleep. I said I need to like try again to figure out where you are or whatever, and then I just fell asleep. And it didn't happen. So
Well, I like to do cash rides as well as Ubering because it just kind of takes out the middleman. And I do these regularly. Like people, so the guy that I've driven 5 to 6 times, like he is a regular. I am his driver. I take him, he pays me good all the time, and he is an 18-year-old kid in Milwaukee. What people need to understand about Milwaukee is these young motherfuckers are on a whole different level. Like I spent 7 years in Atlanta and never ran into this situation. But so I'm taking him to like an hour and a half away, no problem. We pick up his friend, i.e., the robber. So we pick him up.
no.
We drive back to Milwaukee, and everything's cool, copacetic. We're talking, chatting. Everything's good. And so the dude that I know, we're going to call this dude Damien. Okay, so Damien was asking me, like, when we got back to the city, he was like, hey, can you take me to the gas station real quick so I can get a Black and Mild? This is normal procedure before I take him home, which is like right down the road. Yeah, no problem, man. You've already paid me $270. Like, I am paid for the day. Everything's good. He goes into the gas station, and all of the sudden, something just came over his friend. This dude pulls down his shiesty mask, and I'm thinking to myself, he sees someone outside like an op or something. Like, shit, he's about to get out of the car and start shooting. So I'm like, oh shit. This motherfucker pulls his mask down, reaches up to my glove compartment, and takes my wallet and my phone. And he's like, what's your passcode, bruh? And I was like, hey, bro, what are you doing? That's my, and I tried to say that's my phone, but as soon as I like was back talking, he immediately just pulls a gun out and then just asked the question again, like, what's your passcode? And I was like, oh, you got it. That's all yours. It's a half broken iPhone 11. As he's trying to type it in, he gets out of the car and opens the passenger door. So now he's like standing with the door open and he's like, bro, what's the passcode? So I'm trying to like figure this out in my head and it's my name. So that'd be 523546. But I kept missing the last five. So I was like, it's 52346. He's typing in, he's like, that's not it. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, it's 523456 or something, and I don't say it right. So then I'm like, just let me type it in. And he looked at me like, you must think I'm stupid. It was actually quite comical looking back at it, just remembering him looking at me like I'm gonna give you your phone back. This is a robbery. Like you don't know how this works type thing. So Damien comes out of the gas station, like, what's going on? And he starts calling to me, like, hey, bruh, is he getting your number? And I'm like, no.
No, he knew something was up because why would he ask that? He was worried that his friend was doing what he knew his friend could do.
He comes over and his friend's like, you might as well not even get in the car. Come over here. And as soon as he sees, like, what dude was doing, he was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, dude, like, this is my driver. Like, bro, you can't do this to him. And the dude's just ignoring him. He's like, man, fuck that, fuck that. We're out of here. So they run off. I'm like sitting there like, damn, I just moved here, so I don't even know how to get home. And I don't have my phone, so no GPS. I'm just like, dang. So I sat there for a little bit like, I hope he brings my stuff back. I sit there for a while and I'm like, oh, it's a wrap. And I don't have my wallet. I have a Georgia license. So you know how hard that would be to get another Georgia license when you don't live in Georgia anymore? I finally make my way home and Cleo is absolutely just hysterical at this point, thinking I'm dead. Someone called her, it's like, hey, this is this is Kuloone's driver. Um him and my friend got into an altercation. I got his wallet back, so have him call me. So I called dude, and he was like, "Bruh, I'm sorry. I got your wallet at least." And I was like, "Man, thank God." I went to his house, picked up my wallet, and then got a new. So the dude stole my half broken iPhone 11. Like it was on its last leg, and AT&T got me a brand new iPhone 12 2 days later. The only twist in this shit that messed me up was that the dude that stole my phone had to turn off my location, so he had to change the password to my Apple ID. I don't know if people know this. You can't download apps. You can't do anything. Like you're screwed. You can't get your iCloud to restore. I had to create a fake Apple ID so that I could download the Lyft app and continue to work and make money. It was pretty crazy.
Are your like banking accounts and everything safe? Do you think he like scrapped your iPhone and started fresh, or he's on your stuff?
As soon as I got home, AT&T blocked and suspended the line. You're not even allowed to use the phone even if you had a new SIM card. But as you
Right.
know, me and Ashtune are the same. I'm broke. So Buddy tried to use the Chime card. Ain't no money on it. Can't use the Apple Pay. -20. Sorry. He did he did get the cash, but no, yeah, no, he gave up because if he would have tried all the cards, he would have got my Lyft card. That was the one that the money was on, but he never tried that one. He just gave up. I think by the time he did that, Damien got my wallet back.
So, are you gonna give Damien's rides
Yeah.
anymore?
What? Bro, if I would have had a pistol, that kid would be dead. That's the crazy thing. Because it took him so long to get his out that if I would have had one, and I do have a gun license, so that would have been a-okay for me to just put a young kid down.
I
No.
know
Actually, crazy.
it's not, that's not how it works, but
What do you mean? That's self-defense. If I have a gun drawn on me, you're dead. Sorry, bud.
I don't know about Wisconsin. Do you know the laws there?
Huh? Yeah, I know
I think it's
bro,
different by every
I've
state.
taken plenty classes on the use of um what is it called? The use of lethal force. And
Mm.
what I think Wisconsin's a stand your ground state anyways, but he was in my car. So like there would have been like there's no way for me to retreat. But Atlanta, that was the cool thing about Georgia at least, is that your car is considered an extension of your living room.
It makes sense. Like my car is my living room.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It was an interesting go. That's never happened to me before.
Well, I'm sure Cleo was so relieved to see you.
Oh, she probably thought I was cheating. She actually tracked the phone and went to where it was at. That could have ended badly. Like, ended up at the robber's house, like looking for me, and she could have got shot. But that actually would be a crazy movie script. Guy gets robbed, girlfriend thinks he's up to something, goes to where the location is, then girlfriend dies. Guy turns to John Wick or Taken and gets revenge.
Or the girlfriend doesn't die and she's held captive for a bit, and then
So it'd be
she
like
kind of,
Taken.
Yeah, I think she has to be held captive in order for this to really work.
yeah, because that
Wow.
would be a very
She just
short
got
movie.
headshotted. You know how fucking crazy that would be?
That would be
She
like a
got
10-minute movie.
No, the movie is the boyfriend getting revenge. It's like John Wick.
A happier ending where y'all both make it out, but we don't know if either of you are gonna make it out.
Oh, okay. So more like
And
Romeo and
the
Juliet.
side characters are just like having a podcast, like just waiting for you to join.
Oh, and then you
Yeah.
guys could be on like some high tech. You're tracking things. You're
Instead
coding.
of like just going to bed,
Like
yeah.
he's 3 feet away.
He
And
would
I'm
never
just
miss this. This is a big deal. He would never miss it. He is in grave danger. Like, let's find him.
dude, amazing.
It really was unusual because you're very prompt to respond and like not likely to bail on plans. But my thought is you had been away, you were shooting, you came home, and like Cleo just missed you and was like, no way, you're gonna have a podcast as soon as you walk in the door, you're gonna hang out with me. So you just like ignored us and hung out with your girlfriend.
I mean, you would have at least gotten hey, Cleo wants me to hang out with her.
But I'm like, maybe she really didn't want you to even like text anybody.
Okay, I have a question. Like, you and Cleo have been together forever, but you just started living together. Like, how have you guys been?
Oh, we lived together in
For,
Indianapolis
for how long?
for a year, and we also, like I told you guys, the entire time I was living with her when I was not paying to live on campus.
Also, when you're long distance, anytime you see each other, you're living together. So
For sure.
it probably feels.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool. That was what I was saying was gonna be a shock. Your boy almost was in Henderson. So
What do
yeah,
you mean?
there were some things that just needed to be talked about. I'm like your roommate. I don't like confrontation, so I kind of just make things seem like they're just a-okay when in my mind I'm not happy at all.
And that's kind of what led y'all to break up in the past.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't leave this time and we're working it out.
Kuloone, don't ever do that to the person that you're with, especially not Cleo. Why wouldn't you just talk about what is bothering you?
Yeah.
Because I've done that before in the past and it just ends in tears.
That's okay.
And I think that you need to be more mindful when you're selecting what words to use to your woman.
The only reason I'm talking about this right now is because she just went to the gym. So shouts out to the text I just got. But
What do
yeah,
you mean?
everything's good. I went skydiving. That kind of changed my outlook on life. But you guys need to do that too.
I'm not going skydiving. When did you go skydiving?
Sunday, 4 days after almost dying.
Okay, so what did this change for you?
Oh, I saw your city. I could see
Oh.
Chicago.
That's so cool.
There is actually no words to explain. You know how everyone says, like, if you're born in America, you should leave the country to open your mind a little bit on how things like work, not in this society that we've been raised in. It's kind of like that. Oh my gosh, like I am actually falling out of the sky. People don't even realize it's only 40 seconds of free fall. and then they pull the parachute. And then it's like a 6-minute parachute glide to the ground. You just kind of looking around like with your hands out, like, oh my gosh, like this is what it feels like to be a bird. It was crazy. I landed once I got to the ground, he unhooked me and I just gave him the biggest hug ever. I don't know how to explain it. And hours after, my body was just like, it's just an adrenaline rush. Like even if like in any sense of the word, like if you're in a fire, like a house fire, and you survive and you're just like adrenaline is just going crazy for a long time and then you just crash. I got home and passed out immediately, so tired.
That
My heart rate at one point was 150 beats per minute. When we got down and we were down for a while and we walked over, he was like, "What's it at now?" And it was still at like a resting 110. But I was so happy though. There was not one point in the entire thing flying up, jumping out. I never felt unsafe.
so you jumped out of a plane.
13,500 feet in the air.
So what did you think? Like I imagine myself being in the plane about to jump and then I just can't go through with it. I don't think
No,
I could
so
do
and
it.
that's the beauty of it because you're tandem. So the
Mhm.
person that you jump with, you're wearing them like a backpack. They're literally right behind you, and when they flip you in and then tighten you up, they're literally right on you. So like you don't have to jump out. You don't even really get the choice. You walk over to the door and then it's like they lean and you feel them and then you're out. You don't even that's the beauty of it. Like it's not like they're like, "You ready to go?" You don't even get that choice. So you're just like out of the plane. See ya.
Oh my god.
And the crazy thing too is that you do not get the roller coaster stomach feeling,
Hmm.
which is what
Interesting.
I feel like everyone thinks like you're just gonna feel that the whole time. The only time that felt was when I actually like initially fell out. It was more like a oh shit, this is real. And then I just literally falling like looking around 13,000 feet in the air. Halfway like a plane, regular planes fly at 30,000 feet. I truly believe that every human being should experience that. You're more likely to get into a car crash than for something to go wrong skydiving.
Yeah.
We should do it. I will definitely go back and do it again.
Kuloone, I love that for you. That sounds incredible. I do want to take a couple steps back because I feel like you didn't answer my question. I want to know about you and Cleo. Can you tell me why are you afraid?
It basically just boils down to you cannot expect a cis male to be monogamous if there's no intimacy whatsoever, like in any sense of the word. You guys know me, like I'm not the most masculine man. So the only time that I get to actually like relieve myself of masculinity and like show that is in a bedroom. If I'm not felt like I'm wanted physically, it like really is a very like hurtful thing. Did not want to be I don't want to be the initiator like I want to be wanted. I would like for my significant other to be able to show me that she wants me physically. We're not even saying 7 times a week, at least once.
You're
Like,
saying you want her to initiate sex or
yes, sex, but definitely intimacy in any situation. I want to be kissed. I want to be shown that as well. These are easy fixes. That's why I wasn't quick to just go on a whim. That's what me and Cleo call these things that go through this crazy mind because I get a whim and I'm fucking dead set on it.
You're very whimsical.
Oh,
So,
extremely
like,
whimsical.
you guys talked about it, and she knows that she's lacking in that area, or
Yeah.
did she have her
Like,
reasoning,
this has been
or
this has been a thing for like
years?
yes, years. So like now we're finally like we need to do this or it ain't it.
Be capable? Like some people
We're
aren't
finding that out
capable.
now. And yes, she is because there's times like where it's actually passionate and fiery and I tell her that's it. Like I don't know why you don't see the difference in what just happened, but there is a big difference and it's just small things, very small things actually that are being fixed as we speak. So it's looking up. Like don't ever be surprised if you see your boy answering the phone. Oh, I'm in Henderson, but right now it's good. I'm definitely
Kuloone, patience.
That's the wrong mindset. You don't need to just have this kind of backup plan, like prepared. You just
Yeah,
need.
you have an
no,
escape plan. And that,
I'm saying right now we're in the situation where it is a trial period, and then we are going to have another conversation to see were these things being fixed. And these are not just on her because she was also very open about what makes
Yeah.
her feel appreciated and all this other stuff. So it's like
Hmm.
I've done those things, but I'm just going to do more to see because if I do more and they're still not, then it's definitely confirmed. I'm happy where I'm at. And once we figure this out, it's really Kuloone's ready to reproduce. I have to actually do a 70-day fast, and this is for you guys as well. People always just make it like if a woman miscarriages, it's always the woman's fault. You know what I mean? Like no one thinks about, oh, the guy's sperm.
It's
And
probably
they
the
say
sperm.
like, no, yeah, like it's a majority of the time it's the male's fault. But they said every 70 days a new batch of sperm is regenerated, like a brand new batch.
Well, that's
So
good to know because my man drinks a lot of soda, and I don't think that's acceptable.
yeah, exactly.
Reproducing.
So if you guys are like, once you're ready to like get a bun in the oven, you just let him know, like, hey, go on a water fast for a couple months. Not even, I wouldn't go the extreme of a whole 70 days, but if you do a month and a half, there's got to be some type of like
Yeah,
whatever. But
I think so.
yeah, it's all good. My gosh, it's already 7:45.
Okay, we need to know why Ollie P canceled her dinner plans tonight.
oh, well, it's not what it seemed to be. I didn't cancel on my Hinge dates or anything. It was one of my coworkers from Cincinnati is in town and he asked to like meet up, but work today was really stressful and I'm like really upset about other things about people that I actually like and I just couldn't
Oh,
deal.
Okay, so why were you upset yesterday?
I don't know if we have time for that. That's kind of like a whole other thing.
well,
Okay.
because me and Ashtune took up all of the time, the next episode is gonna be Ollie P.
But I want
It's
to
gonna be me
know how
part
the
two.
first date or second date or whatever went.
I got very lucky with my first Hinge date. He is the best Hinge date I could have ever gotten. He is a
Yeah.
stand-up guy. He's so cute. He's so nice. He's so smart. Like he's really just freaking cream of the crop. So
What's the problem?
what's the
Yeah, it sounded
problem?
like there was gonna be a
Yeah,
butt there.
what's the problem?
There is no problem other than like
Um,
I wasn't expecting that to happen on my first date and now it's like what do I do? Like I said, I don't want to just stop here and be like, "All right, got one. Like let's go."
yeah.
I think that's stupid, but he is such a nice catch so far. I don't really have a reason to look elsewhere.
Oh
Um
shit.
so I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Where we like I
Where
need to
did you
know.
go? Where did you
Yeah,
date?
So he had asked me to go to drinks, and that's when I panic texted you guys, and I said, "Oh
yeah.
my god, I have to start drinking," because every Hinge profile is like, "Let's go get drinks, drinks, drinks." So I
You
don't want to.
drink?
So I did tell him like before that we went on a date. It kind of just came up naturally. Like, by the way, I don't really drink. Like I will probably when we go on a date. So I got a drink. I took a couple sips of it throughout the night, but I did not drink it. I just can't do it. I just do
I
not
did
enjoy it.
not inhale the marijuana.
Yeah, basically. Basically, but yeah, we went out to this restaurant and like it was really dark. I couldn't really tell what he looked like. His Hinge profile pictures are it's not very good. Not like they're bad photos of him. They're just you can't really tell what he looks like. But I liked his conversation. I could tell he was cute enough, but the restaurant was dark. So I didn't even know what this man looked like until we went on our second date and I was like, "Oh, you're really cute."
Hilarious.
Ooh.
Yeah, totally okay with it, supportive, did not care at all.
Which I knew he wasn't going to.
Yeah. But then I have this other date that I might go on with someone that I started talking to the exact same day. Okay. But he had asked me to hang out last weekend, but last weekend I had to go home. So then he was like, okay, well, we'll just go out the following weekend, which would be this weekend, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
have not heard from him. I also liked our conversation, but he just left it at like, okay, we'll go out next weekend. And we ended the conversation there, which I thought was smart because we don't need to build this virtual intimacy before we meet. but I haven't heard from him. I would like to go on a date with him just because I feel like I should go on other dates with people.
Yeah.
Should I text him? Like, if I don't
Yeah.
hear from him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is giving total Love Island vibes. There's a couple in Love Island that were just day one hooked on each other and they went the whole show. They're still together now. And
It's
it's just
possible.
interesting to me, like, oh, the first one was just a catch. Does he know that you're still keeping your options open?
He's implied it because I actually liked him. I liked him on the app, which we talked about. Like, girls don't really do that. And I read, like, as a girl, you shouldn't like guys on the app. But I just agree. I'm in charge of my life. If I see something, I'm gonna like it. And he was like, keep doing what you're doing. Like, more people should do what you do. He knew that he was my first Hinge date. So it hasn't been explicitly talked about, but I think he's under the impression that I'll be going on more dates. Again, I feel like I should.
And you talk to him every day?
Yeah, we talk, we text. I'm gonna hang out with him on Friday.
You
What
should
does he
go on
do?
more.
He's a software developer.
Ooh, coder.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes. We
And
love
it's
That's what I'm
funny.
getting into, baby. Woo!
Yeah.
that. Y'all didn't have a meal. You just were at a bar.
We got a charcuterie board and we both were like, charcuterie boards are such a scam, which I really appreciated that we, saw eye to eye on how stupid charcuterie boards are.
And
Maybe
he
at a
got the cat.
restaurant.
This is the same guy. He knows The Sopranos.
Let me
He got
tell you about
the ducks
that.
in the-
One note on that is, okay, so the duck thing, it's going like, these guys, they do not know what I'm talking about. They can't figure out why I'm talking about ducks. They're sending me duck facts. They're like,
That's
okay, this feel
good.
like ducks. And I'm just like, oh my God, they don't.
Gotta
he's
roll with it.
Yeah, so
That was
this
the
guy,
plan, though. That's good. That means it's working.
it's working, okay? And then I got a few people like, oh, you like The Sopranos, but then the conversation just no. Anyway, so this guy that I went on a date with responded to the duck prompt and he said something so sweet. He was like, I'm going to get a pool in my yard just to hope that a duck family takes up residence and I can take care of it. I just thought it was sweet. So I was like,
This guy's a
even
nice
though
guy. I like him.
he obviously doesn't like The Soprano, he can bypass this because I like that. And the whole time I had in the back of my head, I'm like, he's never seen The Sopranos. And it's not like a deal breaker, but it's kind of like a litmus test for
It's
me.
kind of like
Oh
a.
my
It's kind of
God,
like a.
I've never seen
You can actually watch The Sopranos.
That's another thing. It's like I can watch The Sopranos with him. Like, so I was like gonna break the news to him whenever it came up. Like, hey, that was actually a Sopranos thing. Obviously, you haven't seen it, but would you be down to watch like mafia stuff? On our second date, we start talking about like Hinge prompts, and we were comparing like female prompts versus male prompts, and like how you just see these themes over and over of people just repeating the same thing. So he talked about how he liked my prompts. He was like, I really liked the duck prompt. It was unique. He was like, but have you like ever seen a show called The Sopranos? And I was like, yes, yes, I have.
I mean, duh, that's very fucking specific.
I
Like,
know.
of course.
So he like thought
Oh,
I
man, he's
didn't
checking
know.
boxes. He's checking boxes.
He's checking the boxes like he did. He thought I didn't know, and I was like, oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for this guy. What's his name? What's his biblical name?
Is it too soon to give him one?
No.
No, he sounds
Okay.
like he's killing all the competition right now. He is in a
Okay.
big
His
lead.
name is Noah. That's his name.
Ooh, and that's a strong biblical name.
I actually kind of keep thinking that that is his actual name. It sounds similar enough to that. Yeah, I kind of would feel guilty going on a date with this other person, but I do feel like I need to.
I think
No,
so.
yeah, you definitely need to, but you definitely need to make sure that he knows that this is not like you are still.
Oh yeah, if it
Oh,
comes
no.
up, I'm gonna be completely candid. Like, I'm not here to be dishonest or
But also, there is this assumption, like universally, that until we've had the exclusivity conversation, we can assume that there's
It's
probably
not.
others.
Yeah, and if he's your first Hinge date, it would be a check in the wrong box if he just assumed that.
yeah, I don't
He
think
just
he's
asked.
assuming that. I
Yeah,
don't think he would
so
assume that. He doesn't seem like he would. He seems like he understands how the world works. So,
what's his
That's good.
ethnicity?
Caucasian.
Nice.
So, I don't think he is. We haven't really talked about politics, but I've talked about my political feelings, and he has not seemed to disagree with me.
All right. Well,
At this point, I am looking for someone who is Caucasian because that is me and my family, and I just feel like it would be easier to mesh someone who is like me into my family, and I don't want to
that
bring
reminds
anyone.
me of a really good. It reminds me of a really good quote I heard once. If it ain't white, it ain't right.
Okay, that's not what I'm meaning, but
I mean, it is a great quote.
I want somebody who does not fit in my family at all because I hate them.
Well, I love this. I love how we just got into that and we got a good gist of part 2 of the Hinge. Yeah, it's like a little sneak peek for the
Yeah.
rest of this. I have to go. I love you guys.
I
And
love you
until
guys.
next
Be
time.
safe.
Until
Okay,
next-
prayers for safety. We all need it. Mwah,
Yes.
mwah, mwah.
Prayers
all
for
right, it's
safety.
Iho.
It's
Duh.
Iho, duh.